I wanted to ask you, because I figured I'm going to show the footage, but I wanted to ask you about it first. Revenge of the Ninja. In the beginning, you have a fight, well, a training fight with Sho Kosugi. You're at his apartment, full gis and everything. He's in his samurai like outfit, and you have a sparring session. Now, here's a three-part question. Part one. How long did it take to film that sequence? Because it was only maybe a minute or so on screen.
Right. All right, let's answer part one first. It was literally the first time I ever worked out with Sho. I had never seen him perform or do his kicks, and he had never seen me either. So it was almost like getting to know you. So we got to this, and it was a really they built a studio. It was just a couple of rooms they put together, and the set designers did. And Sho's such a nice guy. He's really gifted. He has great technique, and he wanted to see my technique. So we both threw some techniques, looking around, and then we had a fight coordinator, the late Stephen Lambert. He was there. So Stephen says, all right, you guys look good. Let's just do this. Let's just put it together. The difference between an American style of setting up a fight or scene like that compared to the Asians is, I know I've commented this on so many of my episodes that sometimes it takes, a day or a week to shoot just a short scene with the Asian type of the way they shoot over and over, not the American style. It probably took us an hour to shoot that. He put the techniques together and ready, rehearsed it one time, put a couple cameras up and action, and we did it. And then he looks back and he goes, "Ah, it looks good to me. Let's move on." And that's how long it took. I didn't know any better because that was my first time doing starring in a movie and doing fight sequences on film. So I thought they were easy. Oh, this is nothing. You throw some kicks and punches, and we went through it a few times. We might have filmed it 3 or 4 times to make it look good. Imagine the shock when I got to Barcelona with Benny Urquidez to star with Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung and Yuan Bao, and now the fight sequences take a week, and they're hours and hours, repetitive, and full speed, full power. When you're in the ring and you're a martial artist, I don't care if you're a boxer or a martial artist and you're in the ring, if you're fighting full contact or points or whatever it might be, you can stall. Even in life, you can move around and stall and fake. You can gather your breath. On film, when you're shooting a particular scene, each move has to be full power and full speed every time. You can't say, well, I'll relax this take. The next take, I'll go full. No, you can't do that. So each take, thinking it might be your last take, has to be full power, full speed, full energy. And when the director goes, ready, action, you've got to give it your all. They go cut, you relax, and then that's when they decide if you're going to do it again. So your answer to your question is, it didn't take long at all. We shot in maybe a few hours that one scene. What's
Now,
two?
part two. I can't tell. Now, was Sho Kosugi? It looked like he was just doing standard like Tang Sudo karate. I couldn't really tell. Was he a ninja? Or if he wasn't a ninja, what style of martial arts did he know?
It's a Japanese form. I'm not sure if it was Okinawan, what type of Japanese, and it could have been just a simple Japanese form, style of karate. He was taller than your normal Asian, and he was right at 6 feet tall, and he had great kicks. A lot of the Asian people that I know that are really good in Japanese karate are like 5'5", 5'6", and 7. I like Benny Urquidez. They're very powerful, and Benny is a perfect prototype of a Japanese stylist. Powerful, strong, and stands your ground. Well, Sho was taller, and he had almost Korean style, Taekwondo style kicks. I mean, they were very fluid, and he can do about really anything. So he was very good. I gave a hard time about him being a ninja because the ninjas were back in what? In the, I don't know what year, but you could Google it, see were they in the 1500s, maybe. I think
Like
maybe back
like
then.
feudal Japan area, way
Yeah,
back.
feudal. Yeah, so I'm thinking back then, there's no more ninjas. There's ninja stylists, but he would say, "No, no, I'm a ninja." And then I'd go, "You can't be." I'd give him a hard time. I go, "Show, you're not a ninja. So I was with my good friend Mike Geneva, who was in that same opening scene with Show. He's there as well. So he's one of the guys sitting on the backdrop. So Mike Geneva, we're sitting on top of one of these high tower buildings in Salt Lake City where we filmed the movie. It's a cold November, afternoon. It was cold, and Show's telling me that he's a ninja. Well, Mike Geneva goes, Show, if you're a ninja, jump off this building. And Show goes, no, no, I'm a ninja. He goes, I believe you. Jump off this building. Show me that you're a ninja. Well, guess what? Mike Geneva got cut out of all the rest of the scenes in the film. Now, I'm not sure if he's going to be in any or not, but he was no longer needed on the set anymore. But I just remember, I said, Show, how can you be a ninja? Now, I love ninjas. I love shows, so I'm not giving him a hard time. He says, when I was 5 years old, I was in Japan and a real ninja came over to our house and he taught me some of these moves. And, he does all the hand gestures in that film. Ich, ni, son. He does all that. There you go. He said, and he taught me this stuff. I said, so you learned how to be a ninja at 5? He didn't want to hear that kind of stuff, but in his mind, he believed he was a real ninja, and he lived it. And guess what? He pulled it off, so he did a good job.
Now, before I roll the actual fight scenes, yes, you'll get to watch the whole fight scene here. None of that having to go
Okay.
look somewhere else. First, show the whole fight scene. One of the most famous scenes from the movie is later. You're at the police station, and Cho's talking to the captain, and the coffee falls, and he just goes, and he catches the coffee without it dropping. Was that just all trick photography, 100 takes? Did he
Yes.
really do that?
No, no, no. It's all trick photography. It's like when I don't want to give away the secrets of how um that someone, and it's not secrets. I think inside information. I think that the listeners like to know it. Like when I was killed with the shuriken by the ninja, the bad ninja with the silver mask. Stephen Lampert also played that role. And he's a great friend of mine, and I hate the fact that he passed away just recently. But what he did was the way they set it up is I sit in the hallway and they're going to throw this shuriken and it's supposed to hit me in the chest and then blood's supposed to come out. So I said, well, how are you going to do that? So the prop guy comes and he tapes a piece of small plywood to my chest and he has that shuriken sticking out of the plywood and then they put blood all over me. And then what they do is they have you turn your arm like this. And so when he throws it, you go, and now there it is. And then it looks like he hit me because I blow back like that, but it was already in me. This was before CGI. Now with what they can do, they can just generate it digitally. They don't even have to do what I did. But back then we didn't have the waves and means to do that. So they had to cheat it that way.
Like I said, I want everybody, you don't have to go and look it up anywhere else. Right now, I'm going to show you. Here comes the fight scene with Keith and Sho at Sho's loft above his. The plot for this movie is really silly. The plot above his cocaine doll factory. Here comes their actual sparring fight.